The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by Inked Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com.
Mind of a Geek is a production of
I forgot
Geek
this was there.
Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com. To help support Mind of a
I need
Geek
to
and
make a
IG
new one.
Studios,
So
go
when
to
you talk over this, they're gonna hear that,
patreon.com/IG
right?
Studios.
Yeah.
As little as
So
$1
I'm just,
a
I just
month
want to say
can help
that
support this show
that
and
shit in
other
the
great
beginning
content.
is as
We thank
professional as we're gonna sound for the whole show.
Probably.
Mind of a Geek is brought to you by Holy fuck! Oh, everything's gone off the rails.
Which one am I using? I forget. Fuck. That one. Maybe. Yeah, it's that one. Cool. Or whatever. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter at that point. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Season 4 of Mind of a Geek. We are here, Episode 1. We're back. It's been a couple weeks. Excited to be back. Are you?
Oh, it doesn't feel like it's been a couple weeks.
I know.
No time has passed at all.
It hasn't. Which sometimes, like, it can be weeks, and it's like, what the fuck? Anyway, that voice you hear is Brandon.
I am Brandon.
I was hoping for the whole I am that voice you hear again. I liked that from last time.
I am sorry to let you down.
I am Brandon.
I'll be falking your ass later.
I'm gonna be falking your ass later.
She has no idea what we're talking
She
about.
doesn't. No, it's been a while. We haven't talked to Jackie. Christ, it's been like
It's been a whole season.
10
Hey,
months?
hey, quick question.
Yeah, because she's...
Bottle opener?
Oh, bottle, yeah. So, our guest, as you may have mentioned by us mentioning her, or may have noticed by us mentioning her name, see, now you can tell it's been 2 weeks, is returning guest. Jackie Hern from her puppetry as well as from behind the scenes stuff at Cord Killers. Welcome back. Glad to have you on.
Hey, I'm so glad to be back. Yes, it has been 9 months, and you followed that up appropriately with what, I can't do the sound.
What have you been doing?
No, I was going to imply that I had a kid or something.
You
No,
followed that up appropriately with a perfect Tupperware burp, like a big pink bat.
Yeah.
Nobody gets that reference.
No.
That's
No.
too bad.
Not at all.
No.
So this will be... I love how we're hearing the bubbles of your drink being poured. Cracking open Season 4. That's good. I like it. So this will be a fun episode. Jesus Christ, I'm turning your mic off. No, we opened last season with Jackie, and we kind of toyed with the idea of just having it be kind of the regular thing, like just come on, hang out. Like you are the cherry popper for the season.
She's our opener. Yeah.
Pressure.
It's okay. So like we said, it's been the better half of a year. What have you been up to?
Good question. Lately, man, you don't even want to hear it. But I guess mostly some podcasts and slowly working on a claymation video that has now, I thought for sure it would take me, 2 months. I am now well into 8 months into trying to create a 1 or 2 minute video. But I want it done right, and it's going to be my first claymation stop motion video, and so I feel the pressure because I keep talking about it. And I learned now that don't talk about something until you do it. Just put it out there, and then everyone will think, oh, you just kind of did that on the weekend. That's great. Good job for a weekend.
Mhm.
But that's not what I'm the longer you hold on to something artistic, creative that you've done, trying to polish it, the more anxiety you build up. And I think that's just a terrible, terrible thing.
No, I don't disagree with that at all. I find myself doing that. I am a man of many projects. I am very much like throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. And it's kind of how I run a lot of parts of my life with things that I do. I take on a lot of ideas at once, whether it be, gaming, streaming, podcasting, painting, building, like
Everything.
all these things.
A lot of ideas, and then you always come back to the same.
Well, and then again, 1 or 2 new things will stick,
and usually those ideas cost me money.
or me, or both of us, or Hugo, or everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I've gotten down to the point of is like, yeah, I'm trying to get better at. So I have a really like, and I'm gonna see, and here I go again with my bad habit. I have a really big thing that's very loosely in like the preliminary stages.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. But
Sounds rapey.
And it's but I'm not talking about it because it's a huge project and it's a big undertaking.
Donald Trump, would you just tell us what it is?
No, I'm not going to. But that's my point, is because
It's great. It's great.
right,
Trust me.
It's gonna be
great.
huge. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. You've been working out. You have a great body.
Thank you.
Believe me.
Trust me. Have you heard about this?
Have you heard about it?
This big thing that I want to tell you about? This 80-20 tees?
It's
No.
infinity, isn't it?
But my point, take screenshots of the emails. But my point being is that I have a lot of these great ideas, and unfortunately, I am not a man with a lot of free time. So
Nor are you the president.
nor am I the president. So it will happen that like some things will fall by the wayside, and then I kind of get the reputation of being the guy that like has these great ideas, and then they just kind of like nothing comes of them because I just forget about them. And I think that that's something that also builds up that pressure and anxiety, is like once you've publicly announced that you're going to do it,
Yep.
everybody expects it.
Well, once you've
Yep.
announced it, the hype machine is in full motion, right? So you have to keep on it and hype
Right.
it and hype it and hype it. And then 8 months gets compressed into a minute, and you have to just roll with it.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why my doctor says I need to get high. Because of all the anxiety that I just build up. I create anxiety on myself.
I
all
was
the
going to
time,
make a
and
stop motion video, then I got high.
Right. So, I mean, it'll take a while, right?
So your doctor literally said,
You should get high.
why don't you take a minute and just toke one up? And
Actually,
Take a breath.
you know what's funny? I not to pull pull it back a little bit. I hung out with my doctor for a little while today, and we were talking about anxiety and pressure, and he was like, "Why don't you just smoke weed?" I'm like, "I work for the government. I can't. They drug test."
Oh, yes.
so you said, why don't you just smoke weed, right?
Yeah,
And the way you said it was really fast, and I'm kind of drunk.
yeah.
I heard it as, why don't you just fuck me? What's going on with you and your doctor, man?
But no, he recommended. Well, okay,
He recommended you put a finger up
He
your ass.
didn't
It's
say.
fine.
He didn't literally say what. Like but he recommended medical marijuana for relaxation and the relief of anxiety. I'm like, because it's legal in Maine. But working for the government,
Oh, if I wasn't a truck driver.
working for it's similar, yeah. Working for the government, it doesn't need to just be state legal. It needs to be federally legal, because federally it's still a criminal offense. So being a federal employee, that's not something I can partake in.
Yep.
What an interesting way to check for a hernia. Fucking Corey.
Can I put a little
It's
mesh
not-
in there for you, Doc?
But yeah, so you got this stop motion thing. So is it something that we can expect to see soon?
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. More anxiety, more pressure.
Well, Jackie, it has
Over
been
the
9
days.
months.
It's been 9 months.
No.
Birth
Okay,
the
so I'm gonna
video.
give it. I will give it. I will give it a year before I have something that I'm ready to put on, like a reel.
Right.
But I will be. My goal is this summer to put out just little fragments, to tweet them out, and also to put on my Patreon.
Nice.
Shameless one. And so yes, so I would expect this summer to see it. I've got some crazy, weird Lifetime TV channel drama going on in my life right now, which has kept me away from doing anything, and I'm so angry that I feel like I wanted to stop the story I'm working on and start on a new one to tell the story of the crap that I'm going through.
I
You
can
know, a
just,
little Lifetime drama could really help our female viewership.
I can just play the Sincast music and we can change shows.
Yeah, right.
And you can just voice it all and just because that was the first time we ever spoke with Jackie, was when she guested on a Sincast
Yeah,
episode.
we all got drunk.
We
Yeah.
all got drunk and just rambled for like 3 hours.
That sounds about right. That sounds like me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear. I know you always kind of hint at different things here and there, so I'm sorry to hear that things seem to be hitting the fan.
Yeah, it's really insane. There was years and years ago. I don't want to say, because I'm only 21 years old.
Of course.
But of course. But 17 years ago, I was working in a movie theater.
You worked at a theater at 4?
Yes, I was a
Jesus.
manager. I was a projectionist.
You can do
Yeah.
math?
You know, based off some of the managers I've seen at a theater, they may just be 4 as well.
I'm still stuck on the math part. I
and-
wouldn't have
and
been able to do
I
that.
had a coworker who I just kind of knew. We were all good friends because if you work at a movie theater, everybody's friends. Working in a movie theater, or at least back then, when there were really 35 millimeter projectors, it was just there was like kind of like a nice little culture around it.
Was there a lot of fucking going on?
What's that?
Was there a lot of sex?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yes! Oh yes! The projection booth
Yeah.
was always
That's always
like
been a fantasy
goal
of
on
mine.
everybody's like bucket list that
Yeah,
worked there. Like
that's on
before
my
I
bucket
quit.
list. I want that to happen.
Or behind the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, even better. Behind the screen would be great. I need to time travel to make that happen, I guess, but...
So, anyways, I had a coworker that I have not kept in contact with whatsoever, and apparently he served some time in Iraq, and he's got massive PTSD, and he has a social anxiety, not social anxiety disorder, or social.
Social
What is it?
dissociative disorder?
Basically, he's diagnosed as a psychopath, and he has gone after me now because he found me, and he's posting slanderous stuff everywhere he can. And he is sending me. I get stacks and stacks of religious mail every day. Because he has signed me up for every religious website that has, that provides you free magazines, catalogs.
That's like the worst
DVDs.
form of harassment ever.
Come to Jesus, Jackie.
And it's really awful. It's really awful, and this has been going on since June. And so I spend like a good 4 hours every day handling the mail I get, calling magazine subscriptions and canceling them, talking to the police. He got my social security number and created a social account with Social Security with me for their web online account, and he has run credit checks on me. I don't know if he's taken out credit cards or other things yet. Though I'll find those out way too late, and it's been an absolute nightmare.
Well, that
Sounds
sucks.
like it. That's
I
terrible.
am sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So I'm ready to get drunk tonight and have fun, guys.
Well, you're at the right place.
Awesome.
She's ready to get drunk and
By
have
all
fun.
means, get drunk and vent and have sex behind the movie theater.
That's gosh, yes.
Not behind
yeah.
them, not by the dumpsters, but behind the screen.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right, behind the stale popcorn.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just splice one frame in all like Fight Club style, They saw it, but they don't know they saw it. A big, fat, hairy cock. No?
Huh?
Fight Club? Tyler Durden.
It's been years.
All right, so in Fight Club, Tyler Durden splices in one frame of a cock from a porn in children's
Yes, that's
movies.
right. How did I not remember that right off the bat?
I don't know. I was really sad that nobody got that reference.
It's
And
been a
I
while.
used to splice
got the
films
reference.
together. So
Because they shoot
Anyway.
to splice cock.
I used to splice cock. Yeah, for a living.
Hey, there's two of us.
Great.
We need splicing.
Believe me, it was great. It was great.
It was great. It was huge.
It's huge.
the best. We're gonna build a wall out of cock.
So many cock you would not believe.
So much cock. Hold on, wait a second. We're missing.
Wait,
we're missing
wait,
something.
wait. At least Annalise got it. She knows what I'm talking
All
about.
right.
She picked up what I was laying
right.
down.
I don't want to eat the dick.
That's right, Dick. You know who's not in the chat room is Ashley.
I know. What the fuck?
She hates me now.
She's busy eating.
She's mad at me because I don't talk to her enough, I think.
Oh, boo.
Well, I deliver milk, right?
Yeah.
So in the morning,
you deliver milk all
well,
right.
in the morning, I drive a truck all day. I don't have anybody to talk to, so I would call her in the morning. I haven't done that lately. I think she's mad at me. That's all.
Too bad, so sad.
I know. I'm sorry.
Anyway, no, it's okay. It's okay. Release
But,
your frustration.
So what have you guys been up to? I mean, I know you've got the podcast is going really well. Anything?
I mean, no, we had our little 2-week vacation. We started a new show by rebranding an old show, which just happened at 8
It's the
o'clock.
same show,
It's the same show with a new name and some amazing art by Amy Frost.
but with less pressure and more fun.
Yeah, less pressure and more fun. That's what it should have been called. Less
like-
pressure and more fun.
Yeah, it's like splicing dick,
No, I went to Nerdtacular a couple weeks ago, which was cool.
Oh wow! Look
yeah,
at you.
so I got to hang out in Utah and hang out and meet a bunch of people for the first time, which was a lot of fun.
Excellent.
I'm a little jealous that you got to meet Dice Tomato. I'd like to meet him.
I didn't even realize he was going to be there.
Seems
There
like
was
a
so
cool
many people
fucking
there.
guy, man.
Like, so there's people on.
So like, wait, of like our podcaster friends, like Corey,
Yeah.
Matt, Mike, it's way cooler than me. Like I'd be like a little bit, not starstruck, but a little bit intimidated to meet them.
Yeah, I met actually a vast majority of people that either have been on the show or like listen to the show or anything like that, which is kind of cool. I had somebody come up to me and it was like, "Hey, you're Nate from Inked Geek Studios," which was kind of cool. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was cool. So, okay, 1 second. Hugo says he's sad. Okay, let me plug it up. There we go. There's Hugo's art.
How very lamb chop of you, Hugo.
Oh my god.
I like
That's
it.
great. I love it.
Yeah, so we didn't do that when you were on the show last time. That's new. That's new.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
I like that they're right behind my shoulders, like, a devil and an angel, like, make more sock puppets. No, get
but
work
yeah,
done.
so Hugo joined us around it was fairly early.
Pardon me, JF. You're on
January.
a totally another echelon, man. That's far and away different.
See, yeah, because you weren't listed in like the people we podcast with. You are above that. You are of the group of friends. Like you aren't. But then again, Corey would be too. So why was Corey on that list?
I watch Corey consistently, so Corey's like my own personal Jesus, man. I don't know.
He looks like Jesus.
He's my own personal Kevin Smith. I don't know. I have real big fanfare for Corey and Gregor and Matt. Those two shows.
Are you gonna come in your pants when Gregor comes on the show?
Those two shows are my favorite two podcasts. So what can I tell you?
Well, there you go.
JS mad.
You pissed him off, dude.
Yeah, well, I bought your books.
It's gonna drown you in maple whiskey. But
But yeah,
no.
Nerdtacular. I tried so hard to get there. I'm so disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to, particularly since it's the last. And,
It's the last. We don't think that that's gonna hold. He's gonna try and do like some.
Oh really?
Yeah, he wants to try and do like some localized regional thing, like bring it to like Dragon Con and things like that. Basically, so like for BlizzCon, for example, they bring like the AIE Guildhall into the Hilton by BlizzCon, and it kind of becomes a little quasi Nerdtacular with like AIE and Tadpool, and that's kind of what he wants to do. I mean, we were at Nerdtacular, and a bunch of us were saying, yeah, he's gonna skip a year, and it will be back in 2019. Because
I hope so.
he's gonna realize how much work it is to bring it
Yeah.
on the road, and he's also gonna realize, and these aren't my words. Actually, JF said this several times. Nerdtacular, as much as Scott might want to think so, Nerdtacular isn't so much about the panels as much as it is the community.
Yes, absolutely.
And once you split that community, you take some of that away from the event. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you were to try to do some of it, a mini Nerdtacular at, say, Dragon Con, that to me just wouldn't be the same because
there's too much going on.
Dragon Con is just so massive, and it's and that's one of the things that I mean, like I said, I've never been to Nerdtacular, but I wanted to go because, I watch people live streaming and periscoping, and I know exactly what it's like. Or I mean, I know that it's a great little group of you and your friends in a beautiful location, just hanging out and
Having sex behind movie screens.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
I was jealous I wasn't able to go. It looked like a great time.
It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. It was. I had a blast. It was. I had a little social anxiety the first couple of days. For me, it was very
So
overwhelming.
you needed me there.
I needed. Yeah,
We're codependent.
We are. But I kind of broke out of my shell, which was cool. I mean, my primary crew there was, Amy, JF, Tony, Annalisa, and Kinnan. And then there was a couple people that would kind of come in and out of the group from that point. But that was kind of like the focal group that just kind of roamed as a pack for the most part. And they
Awesome.
were all really cool about either putting up with me being a pain in the ass or just kind of kicking my ass and getting me out of my shell.
All the time.
But no, it was a lot of fun. And again, while overwhelming, ultimately by like the third day on, I was just about completely out of the shell, and it was great. We had so much fun. And I hope it's not again the last one. I loved Utah. I know a lot of people people that like from me that are from the coastal oceany areas. Like I live at 100 feet above sea level, and then we were sitting at like 8,000. But that didn't seem to affect me. That didn't bother me as much. And then the lack of humidity in Utah is just amazing.
I really want to experience that. That
It's
dry
so
heat.
nice.
Because even now in this room, it's sticky.
It's humid as shit. But no, it was cool, and I really hope they do it again. And yeah, you'd fit right in because not only, I mean, I'm sure
Can you imagine what it would be like to get drunk with her in person?
Jackie getting drunk with Jack would be awesome. But
Can you bring the puppets?
Oh, yeah, of course. Every con event thing I go to, I always have a trunk full of them, or if I'm I'm driving a suitcase
fucking
full.
trunk,
trunk full.
That's like a bag of dicks, man. How erotic! I want to go.
But yeah, and then on top of like people knowing who you are, you're also in with the Diamond Club crew. So obviously they're all there.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're all there.
So yeah, so that would totally be a lot of fun. So maybe in 2019, Hern will grace Nerdtacular.
And I definitely have made a promise to myself to never miss another South by. Because I mean, I know. Say a lot of frog pants. It's not a big frog pants type event as it is Diamond Club,
Right?
Mostly because Brian lives there, and Brian Brushwood. But that is another fun one too. And I've gone to South by, but I've never bought a pass to South by, because it's more about just hanging out with my friends.
Well, even like with Nerdtacular, like I mean, I know the hotel books out quick, but like everyone's like, oh no, I didn't get tickets, and like really all the tickets get you are the panels, which are one room. Like all the Tad Shop area, all that's all just in like open areas in the resort in that building. Like, you could just go, and I mean, again, I think I watched clips here and there of the panels, but it's kind of like when I went to BlizzCon back in 2014. I watched the opening panel, and that was it because everything else is on the virtual ticket. There's no need.
If I were there, I would probably watch less of Nerdtacular than I do when I'm not there. Because when I'm not there, I'm watching it on, the Frog Pants' Twitch or on Diamond Club TV.
Yeah, I tried catching some of the things that I missed, and even the things I didn't see, like listening or watching it was difficult because it just made me miss being there.
Yeah.
So.
It hurts. Yes.
But there's a unique experience with Nerdtacular where so many conventions you go for the panels, and it just happens to be that there are other people there that you might get along with.
Right.
Nerdtacular, you go for the people, and it just happens to be that there are panels.
And say with Dragon Con, you have to have a pass, otherwise you can't even get your foot in the door of the host hotels, and you might be stuck in your car all day.
So there aren't. So those hotel areas, like those are closed off to Dragon Con attendees. Like there aren't non-Dragon Con people in the hotels.
Well, during the day you can get in and out, but after a certain hour, they watch every single entrance and exit to the host hotels. Because I had a day pass one year when I went. I was buying day passes because I didn't know how long I'd be there.
Right.
And since it was after midnight, the guy didn't want to let me in, and I'm like, I can't get another day pass until the ticket place opens in the morning at 7 a.m. So yes, please let me back into my hotel room so I don't sleep in my car.
That would be a lot of fun. We wanted to go down there a couple of years back.
We should be more adventurous, I think.
Yeah,
you went to Nerdtacular, but really, like, we should.
Well, I know, like right now,
it goes back to what we were talking about before, how we just compulsively blow money. We should really stop that and actually go do some shit.
Well, that's kind of that's the ball to get rolling. That's the intention. Like I know, and as far as I know, you were planning on coming along, going to Chicago in March for Adepticon, which is cool because that'll be like, because I know Tony's going. Obviously, Amy and JF are going, so that'll be like the collective group plus Brandon.
I'm not part of it. I'm not part of the collective group.
We're adding you to it.
I thought I was already part of it.
And at Nerdtacular, you weren't.
Oh, fuck you, man. I'm so excited to meet JF. I'm a little intimidated by him.
JF is interesting. Oh, apparently Annalisa's going to be there too, because we weren't really sure, because I know that was, so Kinnan said they're going. Yeah, so it'll be the entire Nerdtacular collective group.
Awesome.
Brandon
Awesome.
rejoining the collective group.
Oh, fuck you, man. I get it. I get it. I'm out.
Yeah. Hanging out and getting drunk with your friends is a whole lot more fun in person than it is over Skype or Hangouts, you know.
He said Adepticon's not the best place to meet him. Yeah, he's crazy busy. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, it's a nice supplement when it's not like, the physical interaction is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's cool that we have the tech to do things like this, but
Absolutely.
short of just, the podcasting, but just hanging out and shooting the shit with people. Like, I mean, hell, there was one night, Corey and Gregor were doing one of their shows, Else Nerds, and I hopped on the Hangouts with them post show. Like, they had gone off air, they were just on Hangouts, and we still ended up chatting for like 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever it wound up being. And it's just so cool to be able to form all these connections. Like, I feel closer with people that I've chatted with online than
Absolutely.
I do many people that I've met in real life.
Absolutely.
Not
And to
you.
go
Yeah, but
back to the
having
whole
known
thing
you-
about my crazy stalker person, I've been an online person for a long time, and I've had trouble with with things like 4chan coming after me, as it happens to a woman who is online very often, too often. But I never in my entire life thought I would be harassed to the point where I have to go to the police by anyone that I actually knew in real life, years as you call it. I always thought it would come from the internet, and actually the people I've met on the internet are the best people in the world, and they are the people that I trust the most, and it's weird. It's really bizarre now.
No, I totally agree with that. The people I've met online in the last year and a half have been much more pleasant than most of the people I know in real life. And Nate, for as long as I've known Nate, this is the platform where he really shines. Like, his world is here. Knowing him for as long as I've known him, this is... Okay, so how do I put this?
Hold on.
I'm going to be falking your ass
Yeah,
later.
yeah. So, not necessarily between you and I, but like, say, I don't know. How do I put it?
Choose your words carefully.
Yeah, never mind.
No, because now I want to know.
No, I don't know. Like, this is a platform for you where you overshadow me, not vice versa.
Right.
Like, this is your world.
So what you're saying is in
This is your
So what you're
world,
saying
and
is
I'm
in
just-
podcasting, I have the bigger dick.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
All right. Just so we're clear.
Right.
Poor Jackie.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was waiting to see where that was going to go. I thought you were about to propose to him.
No, you missed that show. That already happened. We're tight.
No, I'm kidding.
Not anymore. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Wait a second. I'm just going to shut up now. Jackie, it was nice having you on.
I got a funny taste in my mouth.
It's that shit you're drinking.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I think we made Jackie speechless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
She's the one that brought up proposal.
There's no
Her fault.
movie. There's no movie screen here. Don't worry about it.
okay. Good.
So what else are you doing? I mean, one of the things I wanted to make sure we touched on while you were on was not Brandon. What else are you doing with puppets? Like, other than all the bullshit going on in your life, like, so you have the
Okay. So since I started a Patreon, I've been my main goal is to do that claymation project, but
Right.
but I'm kind of supplementing it and trying to, because I can't just have a Patreon and not give people something. So I've been doing little short sock puppet videos, or I guess it's been about a month and a half since I've done one, so I'm due to do a new one. You got the paper towels there? You doing good?
amateur alcohol pour.
Well, no.
No, that's
it's,
good.
I've never poured alcoholic Mountain Dew before.
Floor is better than by the
Well,
keyboard.
no shit.
So
I wiped the bottom off.
So yeah, no, I mean, I do them for, just general podcasts that I listen to, because I'm always listening to a podcast 24 hours a day, and I anything I find funny, I try to turn that into a little segment, and most of it has been in the past Night Attack, but I have done one for another podcast called Doughboys, which is on Feral Audio. And there are a few others that I have in mind to do, but I just haven't gotten around to doing those yet. So
I would pay to see sock puppet versions of us.
oh yeah, well, that might happen. Be
A
careful.
whole
what you
show
wish
like
for.
that where the live
coming up
cam is
soon.
sock puppets. I would like
That
to
would
see
be
that.
great.
Hugo can do his beer bottle guys, and we can be sock puppets.
Mm-hmm.
What do we look like as sock puppets?
I can't imagine it's much different.
Big old dicks, right?
What is on your mind tonight?
I'm drunk, man.
Spent too much time near me. Is this what happens when you drink near
You're a
me?
big shiny bald dick. I'm a big ginger dick. That's funny.
I look really tan. This is my first time looking at myself in the camera tonight.
Dick with a hat on.
With a hat on. I got a hat on.
Well, you're an Indian, Nate. Of course you're shiny and tan. Is
But
is that
other
Micmac?
than that, I've been doing some podcasts over the years, over the last couple of years that I've been trying not to. My New Year's resolution was to podcast less and animate more, and I'm very proud of myself for sticking to it. And the shows I have done are shows that I have been doing for the last few years, and I have kind of a responsibility to the co-hosts to continue it on and see it through. But I'm, I mean, if I have like a decent conversation with someone, I'm bound to say, what would make a great podcast? Like I do that way too much, and I need to stop because I'm not any good at podcasting.
Sure you are.
Again, you've come to the right place.
I don't mind being a guest. I will guest on anyone's show because then that's less work for me. But
Right.
I'm just not good at.
So you said podcast less and animate more. Has there been a big learning curve with claymation and the things that you've been doing, or?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I have been doing a lot of research and homework. I've been trying to sort of educate myself on the techniques. And that's not terribly easy to do.
Did you have to
it'd
go
be
out
great.
and invest in a DSLR and literally like learn that it's like frame by frame by frame by frame?
Yeah.
What a nightmare and tedious that must be.
And also learning the software.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a software called Dragon Frame that I've been trying to master. And then there's easier software. There's software that they make for kids.
Mm-hmm.
By the people who made Wallace and Gromit. It's called Animate It, and that's probably the easiest place to start. And that's where I've started. But there's that, and then also I want to put in some visual effects. So I'm trying to learn After Effects, and that could take me years.
Yeah, there's a lot to the Adobe stuff. I have After Effects, and I agree.
Yeah. So it's a lot to learn and a lot to master to try to do it as just a one woman show or whatever you want to call it.
Right. So when you say it like that, 8 months seems like nothing, really.
Right. Oh no, I mean it's like so the software there too, like because like you were mentioning the software and like so you not only are you learning a new art form, but you're also learning the tools to do it. And
Yes.
I mean, we switched over.
Not to mention making the puppets and the props.
Right.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
assume the buildings behind you made.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
They're all made out of foam board. Just
Really?
that stuff you can get, that kids make their projects on.
Mm-hmm.
It's all foam board, and I learned how to master that, how to sand it down, how to remove the paper, how to carve bricks. How to. There's a lot. There's a whole.
Yeah, the one on the
But it's fun. It's
the
fun.
one on
and,
the bottom left, that building on the bottom.
down here at the
Yep,
store.
that one, excellent.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Yeah, I
very
really
much.
like that one.
Yeah, that's a scene. There's a straight scene that I'm creating. Actually, I have some concrete sidewalks
Oh wow.
handy, and I'm making a little straight scene. And there's a cat that gets around on wheels.
Mhm.
You know how animals, they break their back legs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Because
He's
I
a-
think it's
he-
adorable, and it's a story involving that I will wait until the day it's released. To
Okay, so
let the world
between
know about.
the buildings in the background and what she just told me about the cat, it's all very reminiscent of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Huh.
And the orange cat. Can you imagine a
yeah,
dystopian future where you grow up and your childhood favorites have been just destroyed? Oh, there's that little orange cat, but now he's all fucked up. That
But,
sounds
yeah,
about right.
This cat will have issues.
Yeah, I look forward to that. That sounds cool.
Well, thank you very much. But yeah, I don't know. I feel silly talking about like stuff when I don't have anything, video wise to show of it yet.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, no, but the production is still very entertaining, especially because I love hearing about it.
The meat and potatoes of it is the most interesting part, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I want to hear about the struggle.
I was very much like that. Like I was very much a person who going big picture with it. Like I never watched the special features. I never watched the behind the scenes on anything really. I never listened to director commentary. Those were never
missing out,
those were never things that really appealed to me.
Robert Rodriguez does cooking on his specials.
Now, not that I would ever.
Really, that's amazing.
Not that I would ever equate myself to somebody who is making something on like a professional Hollywood level, but once I got into...
You're telling me they couldn't make a movie out of these podcasts?
It
might be a gay porn, but it's still a movie.
As I started creating things and as I started being behind the production and I would go and I'd listen to all right, this mic was too loud, this mic was too soft, there was too much echo, there was not enough light, there was too much light. And I started to do these things. The behind the scenes production that made the final product became a lot more entertaining to me because, regardless of how big or small your project is, whether you're, whether you're writing a note or making a summer blockbuster, you're creating something. And as you start doing that and get further with it and put more of your time into it, and from the creative end of it, you realize that so much more time goes into the creation than the consumption. It's almost like cooking your own homemade meal as opposed to getting a value meal from McDonald's. 9 times out of 10, you get a value meal from McDonald's and you just inhale it. You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit who made it.
That's not true.
9 times out of 10, you don't want to know who made it.
I don't want to know who made it, but I savor every bite.
Oh, really? See, but when you make something from home,
I also add salt.
You were involved in the production. You made
Absolutely.
it.
And I think this is a great segue to talk to you about your sponsor, Blue Apron.
Yes. Yes.
You get the freshest ingredients to your door. And what's the offer code?
Yeah, but that shit's expensive.
I'm kidding.
What's the offer code? Nady?
Nady, yeah.
Nady.
Yeah.
Offer code Nady.
Hashtag Nady.
You get 10% off your order.
But yeah, but when you make it from home, you savor it and you enjoy it and you appreciate it. So it's similar to when you understand the effort and the work that went into the creation of it. You enjoy that final product a lot more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I wish Amazon Prime would provide more films when you rent a DVD or you rent a DVD from Amazon or something. I wish that you could get the Blu-rays with the added feature bonuses instead of having to purchase the discs to be able to get that.
See, they have them on Amazon though. I bought.
Do they?
Yeah, I bought Force Awakens. The special features are after the credits rather than having a menu,
Yeah, see,
so it's just one long thing. But I bought that. I bought Aliens.
Yeah.
Special edition, so that has the commentary and shit. It's just one long track.
See, and if you buy them on iTunes, they come with the iTunes extras, which when you load up the movie on an Apple TV or an iPad or anything like that, you basically get that splash screen menu like you would if you put the Blu-ray in, and you can just pick the extra features.
I must just have bad luck picking films that, I know that there's commentary out there. And I guess that's a lot of it with the animation, the stop motion animation, is that I end up having to buy the film, a physical copy, to be able to get that, which sucks. But anyways, first world problems.
Right?
Yep.
Oh man, what did somebody say that to me?
I know that's such an old term,
right? In every aspect of your life.
No, right. No, I was at work. So at work on the weekends, I work in the office. I dispatch the trucks and stuff like that. So I sit in an office. So I usually have my iPads with me all day long because I'm watching Twitch or playing games or something. And my boss came in and she was being a wise ass. One of my bosses came in. She was being a wise ass. And because I was just leaning, because there was no truck. So I was leaning back in my chair. I was watching stuff on Twitch and I was reading a comic book on my iPad mini, and she's like, "Oh, you look comfortable. Can I get you anything?"
Snap.
And I'm like, "Yeah, actually,
Good for you.
The outlet by the desk, there's only one free outlet, and I have 2 iPads I have to charge. So if I could plug that in somewhere else, that'd be great. And she was like, first world problems. I'm like, yeah. But see, that's the point. I live in the first world. I don't have those other problems. I know I'm going to have food when I get out of work tonight, so I can worry about other things.
That's right.
Don't make me feel guilty because I can't charge both iPads at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so where was I going? Yeah, behind the scenes, director
It's okay.
commentary, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Let
know.
me
I
ask
think
you
I probably
this. I have
talked
a
out the
question.
puppet stuff.
So-
Again, because honestly, I do
I'll
feel
wait.
the anxiety
Okay.
of not having a final date on it.
Right.
But I will let you guys know, and I want you guys to have me back on as a guest when I.
Of course.
What are you ending the show? What's going on here?
I am done.
All right, guys,
Fuck you
good
all. No, what were you gonna
Fuck
say?
you,
Because I had a
goodbye.
question I remembered, but what were you gonna say?
I just poured my second
Yeah, you're
I'm
just
gonna-
getting started.
I'm gonna have to
Just
go
take
get
a
more of
break.
this.
I'll get you one because you talk more than me.
I'm not going anywhere. So.
I got the bigger podcasting dick.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, we talked about your show, your animation and 9 months and all that, and Wallace and Gromit and shit. So, having said Wallace and Gromit, do you have inspirations that draw you into this that made you want to do claymation and shit? Obviously, I'm drunk, and that's as well as I can pose that question.
Yeah, well, I kind of came into just doing animation, or at least the sock puppet stuff, by accident. It was, I was influenced by Sifl and Ollie, Liam Lynch, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was influenced by a couple of tracks that Brian Brushwood and Justin Robert Young recorded for Night Attack. And as I was listening to them record it, I thought, oh my God, this would make a great Sifl and Ollie, to see them as sock puppets. And so I went from there. And then after about the first year, I started to try to make the sock puppets not look like socks, to actually have a face with features. And the more I did that, the more I got into the idea of doing stop motion. There are a lot. I never, for the majority of my life, except when I was a little kid, I really didn't care about stop motion so much, but I definitely care about it now. And there's been a lot of great stuff coming out of this one company called Starburns Industries, which is in partnership with Feral Audio. And they have done some films that have been Oscar nominated, like Emnalisa, which is a story of a guy who goes to a conference and he has an affair, and it's all done with 3D printing. And so I mean, gosh, it's just to see the kinds of stop motion that can be done with 3D printing makes me angry.
No doubt.
Because it's just so easy for them to mass produce this thing in no time at all. And in addition to that, they've got a huge staff. They've got all the resources in the world. They can spend as much money as they want. But then they also throw in some CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Starburns Industries, for the most part, don't do that. But there are other major stop motion companies that do. And again, that's why I want to learn some CGI but I feel like there's something nice about creating a little raw, like a basic claymation thing. Even if what I want to tell the world and want them to see is that even if what I produce ends up looking shitty, there's something nice about it that one person could do a thing and put it together, and they don't have access to a big studio or expensive software and that stuff. So I think that there's an art with that, and then of course I hope I get a job.
Right. Yeah, I think
I
shitty.
completely sell out, and then so that's my goal there. But yeah, a lot of the new stop motion stuff has definitely been an influence lately. I've watched films that I didn't think I would normally like, but I am definitely watching everything I can get my hands on just to see how somebody else does it, and to look at the lighting and learn about lighting. And
Right.
there's so many elements, because one little scene of a cat walking down a street could take me a week, and I've got to make sure that that light looks exactly the same each day, and that has been huge for me.
I don't doubt that that's a struggle. So I think
Yeah.
shitty is a relative term. I think there's something to be said for a lack of CGI and really putting your heart into it and having a low budget, quote, low budget
Yeah,
type thing.
right.
Now, when you watch all this new stuff that you had mentioned, are you just watching for what they've done with the stop animation and the CG and whatever they've done to make it look nice? Or are you actually paying attention to the story and how they've done that as well? Or is it just just what they've done, production wise?
Story wise, yeah, sure. But I've also been trying to write my own stories for
Right.
years. Not screenplays, but just stories. So I've definitely been doing research on story writing. Making sure you build the characters, the character arc, and you support that story, and finding unique ways to present it. So actually, for story wise, I get inspiration more from other films or even television shows that like I watch so much goddamn TV that now I only have patience for something that surprises the fuck out of me.
Mhm.
I don't have any patience for a show where once I know where the show's going, I just don't care anymore. I want to be completely surprised. And so that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to do.
I think that's more and more rare nowadays because a lot of shows follow the same tropes over and over and over again. And you see
Absolutely.
a certain amount of TV, you've seen all the TV.
See,
There's so much.
I am very much one who like I enjoy.
You like Beverly Hills Cop 3.
I
Shut
do.
the fuck up. Oh, man.
There's no shame in that.
Yes,
Thank
there is a
you.
lot of shame in that. 1 and 2.
I like Superman 3.
I just see.
We're
him
not
punching
talking
it.
Superman. We're talking Beverly Hills Cop.
Right.
That had
Axel
Richard
Foley
Pryor in
only
it.
exists
Okay.
in 2 iterations. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. Number 3,
Is amazing.
I'm going to kill you. No, that's fine. You do your thing.
Anyway, so I like spoilers. Anyone that knows me knows that I like spoilers. Like I try, like even movies that are coming out, like if you said that you knew, like who Ray was and how Episode 8 was going to end, and you could tell me but not show me right now, I would say tell me. I want to know.
Yeah.
But what I thoroughly enjoy, and to me, and there's science to back this up. It's talked about on several podcasts. It's talked about in a lot of media. There is science to back up that within our heads, if we have the spoiler, we enjoy the content more. We just don't like being spoiled. So I love to know the beginning. It's almost like a road trip, right? So here's how I look at a movie. A movie is like a road trip or a TV series or however you look at
Or
it.
like the movie Road Trip.
Or like the movie Road Trip.
Or Freddy Get Fingered.
Oh my god.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
My bum is on the wall.
My woman's on the wall.
So you have your road trip, right? You have your movie. So when you start a road trip, most of the time, you have your start point and you know where you're going. You know where it's ending. What you don't know is about that random weird encounter at the truck stop on the way there,
With
or
a guy named Johnny.
the guy named Johnny, or like the stop at the Waffle House, or the
Man, I've taken so many cross country drives from Florida to California and back again that
With a guy named Johnny?
that resonetes with me very well.
But I don't know why nobody ever uses that analogy when it comes to spoilers. Like you know the start of your journey, you know the end of your journey. Now enjoy the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Like why even though you know where you're winding up, why can't you be excited to see how you get there?
I agree. I agree with you. I definitely, I think in the past I was kind of one of those people that would get really angry if somebody spoiled something for me. But I guess now, because particularly doing I've got like 4 fan casts at least, and I might have more, and I just can't remember. So those, like, I don't want to hear someone else's opinions before I record a fan cast on an episode, only because I don't want to be influenced by someone else's opinions. But I'm, because of that, I definitely have changed my feelings about spoilers. Now, what's the big goddamn deal? And you're absolutely right. if you do kind of know where the outcome is going to go, then you definitely you pick up on the details along the way a lot better.
And if there are so many movies that they'll nail the first 2 acts, but then they drop the ball in the third act. And whether it's B because the reveal
that's every assembly line Hollywood movie out there now.
Right. So
Absolutely.
if you already know the end of the third act, so it's spoiled, but you know it kind of sucks, then it removes your anticipation. And so if you remove the anticipation and you're like, okay, well now I'm going into it knowing the ending is dumb, then maybe you can enjoy act 1 and 2. Because you no longer have build up. Oh, it's time to go home.
What does that say about life?
What's that?
Act 1 and 2 is great, and then the ending is dumb.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's life.
Is it? Do I have to die stupidly?
We all die at the end. It's all dumb.
Stupidly? Can I have a good death?
I will throw you.
No.
There we go.
No, stay away
People
from
think
me.
of spoilers like virgins. Everyone claims to want that, but no one can fucking explain.
Did you not watch the last show, JF? That's not true at all. Nobody wants the virgins, man.
No, he wasn't here for all
Well,
geeked
you
out.
missed that whole conversation.
Oh,
Nobody
man.
wants that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, who does want a virgin?
No one wants to run a training course.
No.
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 No, we want the women that are what? How do I put this? Rode hard and put away wet.
I don't know about that. No one with a fucking brain.
She knows what I'm talking about. Look, she knows.
What?
See?
Ashley in the chat wants to know what constitutes a good death. Death by orgasm, Corey says.
Is
I
that a
don't know,
good death?
death with a purpose?
Yeah, but okay, well, you know,
But
then,
my life has
let's
my
go.
life has no purpose, so
Let's
there's
go.
no sense in
Sure
having
it
a
does.
death with a purpose.
You deliver cow cum to people.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I delivered tree cum to people.
You deliver cellulose laid flat. I deliver blood product. It's great.
So yeah, now
We're purveyors of like
No,
animal
no.
slave labor. It's great.
so Jackie's been coming up with stories. She's been creating content. So I want Jackie's stab at what is a meaningful death. What is a purposeful death? Give an example of a death of meaningful.
Saving somebody else's life. Being a hero, being a superhero, doing something where your death saved the world.
Like throwing yourself on a grenade and saving your squad of troops. It's a meaningful death.
I suppose. But you're
mean
not
bigger
gonna get
picture.
that chance. And what's going to happen to you is you're going to die in an old folks' home. No one's going to remember you. No one's going to know your name. Your great grandchildren don't come by, and you're going to die while you're pooping on a toilet because
See all of that right there. I totally agree
Wow,
with.
who pissed on your Cheerios?
If you go back and listen to Sonics and Sabers, I've had that same exact sentiment. Life is completely pointless because that's how you end up, and over time you're completely forgotten, and it means nothing.
Okay, so let me ask this, and I've had this question asked to me before, and it's a very popular question to ask of, would you rather be remembered infamously or be forgotten completely?
Well, infamously, how?
Would you rather be the homeless guy on the corner or Hitler?
The homeless guy in the corner.
All right. So that being said, is dying meaninglessly so bad?
Nate, you posed that question, but what is your answer?
Or
I'm not answering that question.
yeah, that's what I fucking thought right there.
I don't know, Mother
I don't wanna be-
Teresa
I don't wanna be
or
forgotten.
Gandhi or
But see, to me, it's not. I mean, if the whole world remembers you, then the whole world remembers you. So
But why
whatever.
does it have to be negative? You say Hitler, why can't it be?
yeah.
Because
I don't know.
because it's a lot. It's a lot.
You're a Buddhist monk that set himself on fire.
JF says, no, you guys are sad. Life is about the experiences you have while on the way. It's the spoiler discussion all over again.
Nate, you died like you lived, man. Flaming. What are
Good
you talking
point.
about?
Good point.
Yeah, no, and you're very right. You're very true. And well, actually, JF, you're 100% right in that. Like, again, this is our roadmap. We have the spoiler for our life. We die at the end. We have that spoiler. We know it's there, and now it's all about we just have to make the most of the road trip.
Right, but that's obvious. We all know that. But there's no sense in talking about that. That's not the interesting part.
Which is exactly
the interesting
why-
part is to fantasize about the end.
Right.
So we know it's a spoiler.
So you want to
conversation.
fantasize about the thing that you never want to come.
Did you not pose the question
What?
about death?
I did initially bring it up.
Yeah, well, you posed the question about how you would want to die. So don't jump ship on it.
I'm jumping ship.
I'm just saying.
I have abandoned ship.
I've never been a guest on a podcast before that has gotten, or, no, people will ask me about like my work and stuff, and I talk about it for a few minutes. So I'm very like kind of, like it's been hard for me to keep talking about it. But you also have hit another point, which is that's the goddamn reason I'm doing the sock puppet stuff at all, is because I'm actually not a very happy person. I definitely suffer from depression and things go wrong. But one thing that I learned in the last 10 years, I think, is I got to keep myself happy. And the way I make myself happy is by trying to make other people laugh. And so that's why I dived into the puppets and that stuff, because what I was doing was I was working for government, and in the worst way. And I was working for, politicians, not working for them, but as a sort of an agent, within the office of under. And I'm so sick. I'm so sick of politics. I hate it. I don't want to ever think about it again. All I want to do is go get in a little corner and put a sock on my hand and get some googly eyes, maybe a glue gun. And, that makes me happy. So that's what I'm doing. And that's the lesson I've learned, is you're absolutely right. It's what you do along the way. And now I'm trying to turn it all around where maybe I could actually even do it for a living instead of doing all of the government bullshit nonsense that keeps me up at night, makes me mad and angry.
Well, for sure. Like, that's where I sit. Like, I mean, I don't mind my job. I get compensated well financially for the very little bit of work that I do. But I show up, and the majority of the people there are absolutely fucking miserable, and they hate their life. And that's why you have people there that don't retire. You have people there that are in their 70s, mid-70s. There's a guy that's 80-something. And just because they don't want to retire, because they
don't want to let me be career.
They have nothing out of there. They don't want to retire.
Right.
So, and it does have a kind of a lock on you where, and I think a lot of people, and I know I've done this, and it sounds in some ways you've at least done it once or twice and maybe more.
He's just leaving. He's gone. He's out.
I'm kidding. You define yourself by the career you have.
Right.
And that can be depressing if you don't have a career of choice.
Right.
And it can be hard. Like, I do all these cool things on the side, but I don't get to podcast for a living. I don't get to do all this other stuff. I'll never be like a Twitch streamer professionally. I don't have the time to commit to it.
Right.
Like, I am a postal worker who happens to do these things on the side. And if you let that define who you are, that can kind of trap you, So
yes.
There are a small handful of people in this world that get to do something they love and make a career out of it. And props to them, and that's awesome.
Right.
But the rest of us need to kind of learn that the job we do is, if it's not a job we picked with our own talents and skills, our job, and even at that point, your job doesn't define you. Like, just because he's in chat and he's spoken up a little bit, I'll use JF as an example. JF is an author. He's written a handful of really good books that are very popular and just getting better. But when I met him, now I don't know how he defines himself, and that's whatever. But like, when I met him, I wasn't meeting an author. I wasn't meeting an award-winning painter. I wasn't meeting whatever his accomplishments were. I was meeting him.
Right.
And so many, and that's one of those things where, like, I mean, it almost goes back to that old question of like, I mean, it's like the job interview question where like the potential employer will go like, well, tell me about yourself. And the person just wants to list off all their achievements. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no.
Nobody really wants to hear. Do they really want to know? Do you really want to know about me?
Right, but I didn't. But like, and they'll like an employer.
Well, I'm an alcoholic, and I play with sock puppets, and I. I smoke a lot of weed.
Right. Well, no, but I mean, the point I was getting at was so many people define themselves by what they do.
Yeah.
You know, or they define themselves by how many kids they have.
That's exactly what I used to do.
They define themselves by who they pray to.
I did go to college to study. You know, basically, I was a government consultant working for agencies to help them provide access to records and information. So I was like a public records, freedom of information person. And I loved it and I wanted to do it. And I defined myself by it because I was very passionate about government being open and transparent. And then I learned very quickly that I was never going to be that superhero and make things right. And all I was going to do would be used by politicians over and over again to help them meet their agenda. And there's no way around it. So I'm going to play with some socks. I'm going to put some socks on my hand and get those googly eyes out.
It's a good thing you emphasized the S there.
What's that?
I said it's a good thing you emphasized the S there.
I can only imagine what I missed that on.
She was talking about politicians and being used by politicians, and then she said, I'm going to play with some socks. And I said, it's a good thing you emphasized the S.
Yeah. Well, I could have gone that route too, but I probably would have made
wound up behind a movie theater.
I wouldn't have made any money. I would never be good as a cam girl.
Cam girls aren't good at being cam girls.
Yeah.
It's always so cheesy and tacky and fake.
That's why I watch porn with no sound on, because it's just hard to listen to.
It's hard to listen to.
So have you guys? Do you have any? Well, you don't have to answer, but do you have any experience with cam girls or seeing those websites? And
no, you know what's funny is
no, we mostly just pay for our.
No, so
we don't do the cam girl thing
because they are very sad.
Although my cousin fucked a cam girl, Steve, cousin Steve, you know Steve.
A while back, and this was a while ago. Jury did an interview with a cam girl.
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting. And it was never like, that's just not my cup of tea. Like, it doesn't appeal to me in the way it does to some people like that. They want to be able to, like, for one, I mean, people bitch about microtransactions in iPhone games. Fuck me. The microtransactions are fucking bank busting.
So you've delved in enough to know what the microtransactions are.
Well, anyone knows you have to pay to get them to do things.
I know they have to. Yeah, no, I know that, but I don't know how much.
I mean, you could. It's sex. You have to imagine it's expensive. It's no different than going to
a strip club.
A strip club. They're friendly.
Nobody really makes money off those things other than the people who run the sites.
Yeah, they're basically the slumlords of porn.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're.
Although
I will tell you,
when it comes to a strip club,
I shouldn't admit it, but I was a fake cam girl for about 6 months, about 10 years ago, and I would just pretend that something was going to happen, and then good night. And I did that for like about a week, and then the creepiest motherfuckers came out of the woodwork, and that's when I ran into people like 4chan that was not having it, and I was like, oh, this is bullshit. But it was one of the scariest times in my life.
How do you even get into that in the first place?
Being a cam girl?
Well, because I used to live stream 24 hours a day on Stickam, and before Stickam, there was a site that nobody remembers, but it was called Yahoo Live. Mm-hmm. And Yahoo Live was only around for about 9 months in 2008. And and they would allow any kind of live streaming. And it was actually one of the best online cam streaming things I've run across, but it failed because it's Yahoo, and everything Yahoo fails. And
aren't they owned by Verizon now?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
They're owned by Verizon now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, good for that's right.
So when you got into this, did you go into it with the intention of like becoming the stereotypical cam girl, or was it just something that happened?
No. I was helping another friend of mine who is mildly YouTube popular create videos, and we did this whole thing against Scientology, and so we would kind of like use Yahoo Live to promote it, and basically I started out by live streaming me just all day long in my apartment. I was one of those freaks where you could watch me walk around, feed the cats.
Did that make you money?
Huh?
Did it make you money?
Not in the beginning, but then when I started to try to make money, that's when it got scary. And I was like, fuck this. I'm out.
It's
I'm out.
amazing what
But
people.
wait, scary how? Like scary in the chat room or scary people?
Scary people being able to tell me something like, "Oh, well, why don't you just go down to the Vons down the street? It's only
Okay,
like
see,
a half a block away from where you live."
That's too far.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
whoa.
If people could just watch me take a shit and that would be it, and pay me for it, I'm fine with that. But if people want me
no,
to,
right.
but what
if
if
people
what
want
if
me
they
to go to
watch
the
you-
Aroma Joe's and hang out with them, I don't want to do that.
See,
exactly.
it's interesting.
So, yeah, but I mean, I'm not one of those. You know, I'm not one of the. Obviously, to be successful, you have to be. Oh God, I can't
Right.
even imagine what those women go through. But you know,
Lots of lube, I imagine.
yeah, and I guess that's probably why I got scared is because if you don't, tits or GTFO, then they will go after you. They will, you know, and it was like there was a very scary sort of bullying that was going on. And I was like, what the hell am I even on this site for anymore? Like, this is just ridiculous. And I completely stopped and reanimated myself as Jackie Hern with sock puppets.
Interesting.
X to G.
Yeah,
That's funny.
right.
Do I?
So that's
Rating
probably
wise.
the most
Oh.
I've ever admitted on a podcast before. And you're welcome.
Well, it's probably the least amount of people that will hear it, so you're welcome.
Good.
Although Corey might be more of a fan though.
Yeah. So, but I was just wondering if you, because I mean, you're internet people, and I wondered if you had run across anybody who had done that, or just, I mean, somebody who legitimately did it. I wasn't legitimate in any way.
Yeah, no, nobody I know. I mean,
No, but now I'm gonna try it.
be a cam boy.
Cam girl.
Cam
What are you
twink.
trying to?
See, now that's the thing is, well, I've already said too much. So,
Just get yourself a little wig with some ponytails.
but it's
No,
no, but I mean, even pulling it
we
away,
have that.
even pulling it away. Oh, the pulls out wallet comment was for you taking a shit.
Yeah, I know
apparently.
it was.
Oh, okay.
I know.
But
But you talk about a wig and Nate. Like, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see a picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
it's fake. It's photoshopped.
Regardless, he makes a good-looking woman. Think pink flamingos.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. So whatever. This show has gone off the rails enough already.
I know.
Your
I
mom.
apologize.
Your mom said something to me
I don't want to know.
when we were in high school,
Really?
and I will. You were there,
Oh, it was, huh?
and I will never ever forget it. She was commenting on my eyelashes
Okay.
and told me that I'd
Was
make
this-
a good drag queen.
Oh no.
Well, this is probably because I said you look like the drag queen in Pink Flamingos.
Probably, yeah.
But was
I'm
this
just saying?
was this during the time that you had the master locks in your ears?
I don't remember.
I mean, that
no,
really-
because that was post high school,
It takes away from the fucking eyelashes, you know.
right?
Wait, my mother told you you look like a good drag queen.
She said I'd make a good drag queen.
She still hasn't taken me to a drag show. She's really letting me down on that shit. man.
Yeah, pink flamingos. That's a callback.
I don't recall that, but I know we've discussed this at least somewhat recently. But To Wong Fu, thanks for everything.
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Such a great movie.
Anything Leguizamo, I love, man.
Yeah, except for
That's
Spawn.
bullshit, Dad. That's bullshit. You ever watch Freak?
Yeah, long time
Fat
ago.
boy called bitch. Yeah.
But yeah, no. But when it comes to the internet, even pulling away from like the sexual stuff, like whether it's full reveal or just full.
So we're not going to talk about the internet anymore.
What?
Well, if we're pulling away from the sexual stuff, then we can't talk about the internet.
Fair,
enough.
Touche,
Point.
Fair
touche.
enough. But yeah, but even when it comes to like podcasting or live streaming or anything like that, like you hear it with Twitch streamers all the time, like the Twitch streamers that are big enough to have that concussion forming fan base where like the Twitch chat isn't even readable. Like there was that
We have that.
there was that swatting thing that happened for a while where people would call,
Yes.
so they get harassed.
Yes.
And then again,
I have a swatting story.
and then well,
Not for me.
But I was just say, even really quick, like even with how far from cam girling is what we do with our podcast. I mean,
That's what I was getting at.
yeah, no, I mean, like,
No, I'm kidding.
well, no, like, I mean, you bring up a good point, like, to a point, like, now I am not somebody who can be objectified. Like, you can say whatever you want about me, I don't care.
Bullshit.
Say what you want
I
about me.
love you guys so much. Can you please have me?
Oh man, I'm
like,
your friend. I'm
every
not doing
week?
that. But that's bullshit.
But no, but what I'm saying though is like if
you can be subjectified.
well, no, but I'm saying it's not going to upset me.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Then objectify me.
No.
But no, on our last podcast, Brandon had made reference to this situation that happened, and somebody,
Like earlier tonight.
yeah.
Really.
So in that situation, somebody made a reference, like in watching the video of our show, someone made a reference to the hot one, and yeah, and they were talking about me, like you do.
Well, Christ, I am a homely man. What can I tell
So,
you?
like now, Corey says, "Let me objectify him." So, but then that doesn't bother me.
Corey
like,
pulls his
but
wallet
but
back
I
out.
know people who that would bother, but that doesn't. But like that doesn't
Wait,
bother me.
why would
so-
that bother you?
Huh?
What?
Does it bother you less because you're a man?
Well,
Because
see,
Wait.
Well, see, that's almost where I was getting.
Wait. So you're saying it doesn't bother you that someone called you attractive? That's what you're getting at?
But I'm still being objectified. They didn't,
fuck you,
they didn't
man.
say,
Your
oh,
ego
look,
is too big to
they
even
didn't-
go
they
down
didn't-
that road.
They didn't say, oh, look at the quality of the camera. Oh, look at the quality of the layout. Oh, that audio sounds good. It instantly
No,
went
because
to,
they
it's my
don't
looks,
know
man.
what
It's
they're
always,
looking
it's
at.
always
That-
my looks.
Oh, God. It's all about the tits with Nate. All we care about is Nate's tits.
GTFO.
But no. So, like, that would bother people. Like, and but I mean, to me, it's whatever. I don't care. But like, I'm not on here to flaunt being
Okay,
attractive
but
or
in the grand
unattractive.
scheme
That's
of things, what you're saying doesn't apply to you. So like,
That's my point. It doesn't
holds
apply to
no
me.
ground though. So why say it?
How does it not apply to me?
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. So it holds no
That
ground.
I
So why
keep
even go down
being
that road in the first
objectified?
place? Yeah, why even talk about that? Because all that does is feed into your ego. So why are you even saying that?
Because, well, no, that was my point, is I can't be objectified. But when you have people who, like, again, we go back to Twitch streaming or even podcasting or things like that. There are people who have Twitch followers because of their level of attractiveness, whether male or female.
Oh, yes.
You know, there are podcasters who have followers because of their level of attractiveness.
Yep.
There
just look at
there
Twitch.
are Twitch streamers.
Look at Twitch. Exactly.
Right, but there
That's
are
all you see.
But there are Twitch streamers that suck at streaming that have a
Yep.
massive following because they're attractive.
Absolutely.
well,
so-
look at Instagram. I mean,
that
Instagram
is
is
so
perfect indication of that.
infuriating because like it makes it harder to weed through the Twitch streams and find one that you actually want to watch and follow. Like I constantly am looking for, you know, is there somebody out there who's trying to podcast? Like, you know, you and I, we all know each other because we've got this like large incestuous like community of geeks that we all like, you know, one group is related to the other, and yet like where are all the other people trying to do this stuff?
Right.
Because I know that I know they're out there and you can't find them because you got to weed through that, you know, you got to weed through. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sound like inappropriate that some just because somebody's just attractive and they've got followers that they can't get good at it and do it, but you know, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
I'm
usually
sorry.
those
Well,
with
no, well, no,
usually when you have a pretty face though, you have a fucking idiot behind the face.
Not
And
always.
when it comes to all that stuff, I don't look that hard because like Twitch, when I'm not with Nate, if I'm gonna watch
Are you
somebody on
calling
Twitch,
me ugly? No, I'm kidding.
no,
No, I'm kidding.
no.
Okay.
If anybody's
No,
ugly
no, I
here,
agree.
it's
I
me.
agree. Go ahead.
But when it comes to Twitch or anything like that, like I'm not saying that this is an ancestral group, but I think the best of what I've found so far is already here. So if I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch somebody on Twitch, it's gonna be that fucking guy. So when I'm not with him, I'm usually gonna watch him.
It's because I'm the hot one, right?
Oh my fucking god. Yes, Nate.
Back to that again.
As long as I can look at you but not listen to your fucking mouth, I'm fine. But everybody else here, I want to hear talk all day long. So
Yeah.
That's my
Well-
that's my piece.
No. Good point. Yeah.
No, but I mean, tie it into Hollywood. So look at Hollywood, right? Like we talked about, like, you know, just because they're attractive doesn't mean they might not get good at it or whatever the case may be. There are plenty of attractive and successful and talented actors and actresses in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of ugly, talented actors and actresses in Hollywood. And then there are plenty that are on different ends of that. Like there are definitely ones that, like, for example, and she's in another movie coming up. Look at Kate Upton. Can't act for shit. But it's Kate Upton. She's going to get roles.
She went to high school with Raoul.
And then, but you turn that around and look at Scarlett Johansson. She can act and she's attractive.
Yeah.
You know,
And she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
look at like,
She
Except
should run for president.
Except have a Black Widow movie, apparently.
unfortunately, I know. I would love to see a Black Widow. I mean,
So
and
would
that's I mean, let's tie it away from all that really quick. So let's, you know.
Wait, are we objectifying her? By
No,
saying
but
that?
the fact that Wonder Woman was so successful. Now, I have no interest in seeing Wonder Woman. I am not a big.
I do.
I'm not
I
a
wanna
big.
see it really
I'm not a
bad.
big DC guy. When it comes to DC, it's purely Batman and the villains. So I don't particularly care about Wonder Woman. However, I am hoping, and I've had this conversation a couple times, but I'm hoping the success of Wonder Woman will show the production studios that other movies with potentially more interesting characters can be led by
characters.
Well,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it shouldn't have taken that long for that to happen. Marvel was
I agree.
already
But-
ahead of the game anyway, so they
yeah.
should have already
But
done that.
even
All
But you
these
say
years,
more
and
interesting characters,
Now
but-
we get a Wonder Woman. Like, my God.
Right.
well, they have tried it before and they failed. I mean, look at now. I'm not going to insult women by even saying that this was a legitimate attempt, but let's not forget, Barbed Wire was a comic book.
You know what's funny? I just fucking watched that yesterday.
Now, again, it was all
Do
sexual.
you realize the opening scenes? You have her tits are out, and like, it's objectification right from the get-go.
Oh no, it totally is. But
regardless of that, like, you already had a bunch of other movies, some featuring Scarlett Johansson, Ghost in the Shell, Lucy. You know, you should have had a Black Widow movie earlier, especially where Marvel's ahead of the game in all things versus DC.
I think Marvel just
Now,
has
I'm
too
not
much
saying
going on.
I'm not. You said a more
Marvel
interesting.
has way too much going on.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. I mean, it's a lot like the comics. The universe is totally intertwined. But you said more interesting than Wonder Woman, but you're not necessarily a fan of Wonder Woman, right?
No.
So, you know, who's to say that that's not interesting? I'm not a fan either. I'm more of a Marvel guy.
I mean,
But from what I've seen, that's got to be the best DC movie out so far.
to be implied. Well, but that's also not saying much.
But that can be a contentious statement too. I mean, you and I saw BVS. We saw Suicide Squad.
Right.
And you went into those
And
with the highest of intentions.
And I also, and as much as Suicide Squad bored me, I will still stand behind the fact that I love Jared Leto as Joker.
Right, but you fell asleep in both of those movies.
The movies were boring.
I don't
But
disagree.
again, see, and I mean, I think so. Okay, so for the longest time, there was like the outer world me, and then like the character me, and like I've shaved off the bad parts of both of those, and they've kind of melded as a character. But for the longest,
Well, here's my contention.
Hold
with
on
that.
really quick.
I can't.
For the longest,
I can't. I can't.
Well, hold on
you,
1 second.
You can't have self-perspective. You can't step outside of your own body and say that about yourself. You don't have any perspective on yourself. So how can you say that you've shaved off the worst parts of yourself?
Because so for example,
So I'm nothing if not self-deprecating. I'm just a shithead, right? All the time. But I can't step out and say, oh, I'm a good person. I've made improvements. How do I know? I can't see myself. I don't know what others' opinions are.
you see what
of
you
me.
do. You are the only person in existence that sees everything you do.
No, I don't. I don't know. I see what I do, yes, but I don't know what other people's
The effect of
I don't
the
know what
effect of
other
it.
people's
Fair enough.
perspective of me
Okay,
are.
so my point being was that
So you might say that you've shaved off the worst parts of yourself and
Okay, but you're totally
no,
missing
wait,
my whole point.
Wait. So you've taken the character that is Nate, the online persona, and the actual Nate, and you've gotten rid of the shitty parts and melded the two together. Right?
That wasn't even my
that's-
point. I
But
was
that's what
just
you're
bridging,
saying,
right?
right?
But that wasn't even my
But
point.
is that what you're saying?
That wasn't even my point.
Is that what you're saying?
You are complete. I'm not responding. I'm missing. You're missing.
You just
my
don't want
point.
to lose the argument.
No, I'm not arguing that. That was just
Just answer me a question. Is that what you were saying?
That was a segue.
You're not even going to lose in any way. I'm not even disagreeing with you. Just tell me yes or no if that's what you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying.
All right, well, I've known you for 20 years. I can tell you that in the last year, yes, you've improved as a person. Far and away, a much more tolerable person than you ever were before.
Okay, but
is that not what you were getting at? Is that not what you were getting at?
No. All right. I wasn't talking about me at all.
Sounded like you were.
Okay. Okay, you realize we're live, right?
She's fine with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just following my doctor's advice.
Round 2, ding ding. Anyway, my point being was that, because I was talking about how in Suicide Squad, I loved Leto as Joker. My favorite thing in Batman vs. Superman was Eisenberg as Luthor. I loved it. I thought he was amazing.
Awful.
No, I thought he was great. I loved his tics. I loved his voice. I loved how he was basically the Mark Zuckerberg character from Social Network.
There's only 3 movies that he worked in for me.
Right.
Adventureland, Zombieland, and American Ultra.
She's just like, I'm just going to let you guys argue and just get high.
That's too late.
Exactly. No, I'm really, really, really disappointed in myself that I have not seen Wonder Woman yet. But I just haven't. I want to see Baby Driver even.
I want to see that too.
No, okay. No, JF. The worst part of Batman vs. Superman was the Martha moment. I don't care how bad you think
Martha moment, really? Because of Batman and Superman, Martha?
Yeah, I don't care how bad you think Eisenberg was. The Martha thing.
I totally agree with you. That was the worst moment.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say?
Is your name Mother's Martha?
Martha?
Yeah. And I mean, whatever. And I'm also
That's my mom's name too.
I'm also not a Superman fan. I think he's a cop out.
Whoa.
Where the fuck is that kryptonite bullet? That's what I want to know.
No, he's
kryptonite shots fired.
No, he's just okay. So I have a theory with superheroes. Batman's the most powerful superhero, hands down.
In all
of them.
But Tony
Marvel,
Stark.
DC.
Why? Because he's human?
No.
Tony Stark
doesn't have the same. Well, yes and no.
T'Challa.
Who?
Black Panther. Millionaire with gadgets. That's what you're getting at.
I think Mighty Ice is the best superhero.
With murdered parents, right?
Not necessarily.
All right, I'll shut the fuck up. You tell me why Batman's the best.
Well, we just got done ranting. I want Jackie to talk.
Mighty Isis. Who? Mighty Isis DC.
I don't know.
Female.
The Mighty ISIS?
Yeah,
Isn't that a terrorist organization?
No. And that's why she will never become a thing now, because of the name ISIS. But Mighty ISIS, there was even a television show for kids, in the 50s or 60s or something. And she's an archaeologist or archaeologist. And she discovers the secret stone, and she gives her powers. She's got these superpowers, and she flies. I love the way she flies. Anyways, but yeah, no, Mighty Isis, and apparently they are talking about bringing her back into something. Because
they'd have to change her DC name.
So she's my favorite female DC hero, but I did grow up on Wonder Woman, and I've got these horrible costumes of me as a kid that my mother made.
That was a Cam Girl reference.
Yeah, see, there we go. Corey they're bringing her back, but they're changing the name. Yeah, they have to change her name.
They have to change her name.
Yeah.
They can't have ISIS.
No.
Yeah. I mean, even House of Cards changed ISIS to Ico. Yeah, exactly. I didn't. Nobody watches House of Cards. I recorded a podcast earlier today, so
I'm not caught up on it. I need to be. I'm
done. I'm done. I can't wait for them to finish. And if this is not, I've been threatening. If this is not the last season of House of Cards, I will drop the show. I've been doing House of Cards since it started.
I think they've lost their touch ever since he became president.
Well, they're taking their goddamn sweet time, and there was an original story that was in the UK.
No,
and the UK did it in 4 seasons or 4 series. They call them series in the UK. Yeah, and they finished it right away, and they're just dragging it out now.
Well, it's intensely popular.
Back to DC and Marvel.
But no, just really quick. Brandon was saying wasn't the climax of that the 3-way. I would say the climax of that was when The girl got pushed in front of the subway because that was an awesome scene.
That was the biggest moment, I think, most definitely. As the person who has the #2 podcast on House of Cards, I will tell you that most definitely that was the biggest moment in House of Cards.
I mean, speaking seriously to your question, no, I mean, I think they wanted that to be impactful. I don't think an MMF 3-way is impactful in any way.
No.
Today's
The
generation.
3-way was meaningless.
Whatever.
It was
So Nate
pretty
watches
much meaningless.
porn.
It was just
it's a male female 3-way.
Because it was.
You've been in the category search, I know.
It was about power. It was the whole thing, like about how sex is power, and like that was
Right.
the whole message there.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I like that show. I don't know. Netflix seems to be doing something. They canceled a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully House of Cards doesn't become too long in the tooth.
God, yeah, no, just end it. Because I like. My #1 favorite show of all time probably is Breaking Bad, and of course now Better Call Saul. But I feel like they are, but Breaking Bad, at least they knew to stop. They knew to stop at five seasons, and I love when a show knows when to stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I also do a fan cast on The Walking Dead. I have a love-hate relationship with The
Oh
Walking
man,
Dead.
you talk about a show that doesn't know when to fucking stop.
No,
Exactly.
I think I'm fine with that, man.
No.
You're happy with it?
Fear of the Walking Dead can go away, but
Fear the Walking Dead. can fear
Negan being over the top like he is, that saves the whole show for
I
me.
haven't-
I will just watch Harry Dean Morgan do that.
I
fine with
haven't
that.
watched it lately. I mean, okay. So here's the thing. I'm a villains guy. I've
So
always
you would like Negan.
I hear that, but I haven't got to it. But I've always been a villains guy, right? Like, I mean, that's why I have my Joker tattoo. That's why I have my Arthas tattoo. Like, I'm villains. I find them more entertaining. So when it came into Walking Dead, like Shane was my favorite character. Like even when he became like badass Shane, and like because I didn't look at. I mean, he ended up turning a little dark
Because of the comics?
No. I never read the comics.
Oh, okay.
Just the TV show. So, but
Okay.
I didn't see Shane as the bad guy. I saw him as the realist. I saw him as one of the only ones that was willing to do what needed to be done in that world.
Fuck Rick's wife.
Right.
Well, no, because that was
And it's what Rick has tried to become, and like, yeah.
right. And I guess the
absolutely.
boy is significantly less annoying than he was. Like now he's kind of grown up and he's not an annoying little fucking twerp anymore. But so anyway, so they killed Shane. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But then they introduced the governor. And I loved the governor, and they killed him way too soon. And when they killed him, like literally, that was the last episode that I saw. They killed the governor, it just pissed me off.
Interesting.
You act like you're surprised when they kill villains off, though.
No, but they killed him off too quickly. And Shane wasn't a villain.
But each
Shane
villain only gets a season or two.
Shane
You know
was.
that's coming.
Shane was
It's the
not a
same
villain.
with every
But Shane wasn't a villain. He was a voice of reason in the way
He was a person of circumstance.
like okay. So that scene.
He was a victim of circumstance.
he,
for
he-
sure.
yeah, he
But-
was. He was. He
and that-
understood the time.
But that scene
He
when
did, but he went too far. I
The
mean, he
scene-
couldn't come back from that after he went down that road.
the scene
Right.
when he
Once
killed
Rick
the
came
dude.
back, he should have
He
laid
should have
off.
gone and fucking hung out with the governor instead of Rick, and then he would have survived and
Yeah.
succeeded.
But
But
okay.
yet he was with Rick and these people, this group of people that were hanging on to that like original
Like the thread of hope.
mentality of just this is the way we're human beings. We can't you know.
Right.
Yeah, but the folly of Shane the whole time was that he couldn't live up to the person that Rick was. He could never be the man that Rick was. He was just a shadow versus Rick.
That's true. That's true.
And his ego got the better of him, and he just thought that he was a better man than Rick, when really he was just an asshole.
The one thing that would win me back over with The Walking Dead is next season, baby Judith.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting a little older. I want zombie baby.
Well, she's got to die, right? Because they've let her live way longer than the comics. So
Yeah, but I want to see a walking baby.
That would be cool.
I want.
So
you
the-
need
I mean,
you
but
need-
they'll
you
never-
need to
they'll
go
never
watch-
do that.
You
They'll
need to go
never
watch
do that
Dawn of
on
the
the
Dead
tape.
then,
Not-
if you want to see that.
Not to be on Walking Dead for too long. The other issue with me with Walking Dead was is it who's the writer? Robert
Kirkman?
Kirkman.
Uh,
Yeah.
Rodriguez?
No,
Yeah.
Rodriguez is the
Kirkman.
old zombie
What
stuff.
am I
No,
gonna get fucking-
it's Kirkman.
Rodriguez.
Kirkman.
Rodriguez
Kirkman-
is
Kirkman didn't Dawn of the Dead.
God.
no. Robert Rodriguez is fuck,
No,
dude.
Robert, yeah.
Zorro, man.
That's
What
a
the
whole-
fuck is that
That's a whole
guy?
different thing.
Desperado and all that shit.
Oh yeah. He's the
Yeah.
one with with Tarantino.
Kirkman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is
No,
totally-
Kirkman just didn't sit right in my head because Kirkman is the president from Lone Survivor or Designated Survivor.
I gotta watch.
Which
it.
is an
I'm drunk.
amazing
I will
show.
say that. This is my third vodka and
No, it's okay.
Red Bull.
The
But
premise
anyway-
of that show seems so great.
It is.
I've gotta
It's
watch
incredible, and like all like the I love government conspiracy stuff. But anyway, so no, but once Kirkman came out and basically all but said that they weren't going to reveal the source of the zombie, that kind of turned me off from it too. If you aren't giving me, if you aren't giving me, and this almost goes back to the spoiler talk, but if you are promising me that there will never be a resolution or at least an explanation. Like, to me, that's just him taking the easy way out because he doesn't want to do something that's a trope, but he also doesn't want to make the effort to make it original.
Well, he doesn't
So-
want it to end either. So with no definite end in sight.
Well, no, but you can still give us.
But if you watch Fear the Walking Dead, you get a patient zero, right? But you don't.
I've
get,
never
you
watched
don't-
it. I heard it was bad.
You don't get. It's not that bad. It's all right. It's not
Is it?
Walking
Is it
Dead.
really not that bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I don't watch it, but you know,
I watched the first half season, and then I stopped. I think the second half season started. I watched 20 minutes of it. I fell asleep and I stopped. And I didn't just fall asleep because it was boring. I was really tired, but I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm already so like chin deep in fucking The Walking Dead doing a podcast on it. Like I don't know that I can invest the time and energy in Fear the Walking Dead.
so did
And
you
I
get?
thought
Did you
it'd
get
be
far
better
enough
to
in
just-
Fear to where they got on the boat?
I got to the point where they got to the boat.
Most of my interest in that show was about the guy who had the boat and what he was all about.
The Strand was it called?
Yeah, Strand. Yeah. I never did get any resolution to that because I gave up on the show. But I wanted to know what he was all about, and that was
I
mostly the
did
driving
too.
force
I did
behind me
too.
watching the
That
show.
was the one area where I was intrigued.
So really, really quick, just to answer. Oh, look, throwback to All Geeked Up. Somebody on my friends list is playing Fire Pro Wrestling. Really quick to Corey. You're right, and I don't like most zombie things. My favorite zombie movie is 28 Days Later, and 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, and I really, really hope we get 28 months later.
The best thing about those movies is Robert,
Well,
the main character, that guy.
Is the character's name Robert? I don't remember.
No, the actor.
Okay, because I know Cillian Murphy's in it too, and Cillian
Yeah,
Murphy's
no,
amazing.
forget him, man. The guy
But anyway-
from the guy from Trainspotting.
Okay,
One of my favorite actors.
all right. But yeah, but it's like they give you a clear explanation. It's a rage, like they tell you it in the beginning of the movie. It's a rage virus, and it spread, and this is how it spread. Like I like knowing. I don't like.
I
not
wanted to know
knowing.
that too. I
Yeah.
was so excited about it
Like,
before it
like
came
I don't like even if you go trope. Like I mean, I know that not gonna go like, ooh, it's the dead rising. Like it's gonna be a bacteria or a disease or a virus or something.
See, I don't care so
Right.
much about the origin of it. I like zombie movies anyway because it's the most feasible monster in a monster movie because it's us. And we are the monsters, right?
It's us.
Right.
I have recurring nightmares about zombies, man. Like, the dreams pick up where the last dream left off. And I'm just in this zombie dystopia. It's great.
Right. I just want to shout out really quick. We are getting a bunch of new Twitch followers tonight, so thank you guys all very much for following, and
Oh,
please
sweet.
participate in chat.
Yeah, please do.
But that was it. Jackie, you were about to say something. Sorry.
Maybe they're all
No.
Canberras.
I also I remember because again doing the podcast I do, shameless plug, Walking Drunks. You can find it on iTunes. I didn't actually post anything from this last season, but we recorded. The thing I liked about it was that I was also very excited that it was in LA. And so I was looking forward to that because I spend most of my time in LA or, when I can, if I'm not in Florida. And so I was excited about the different location and the origin, as you said, of the whole thing. But I don't know if you guys played the Telltale games
No.
at all.
I tried. The Telltale stuff doesn't. I mean, I
Okay,
just that's
I got
not a
you.
game
I
type that
understand.
appeals to me.
I actually enjoy watching other people watch it on
Yeah,
Twitch
it's an
more than I
interactive. It's an
right.
interactive.
Yeah, than playing it myself. But you know, I heard rumors at that time when they talked about what Fear the Walking Dead might be before they announced it would be Los Angeles. There was rumors that it would be Europe, and oh my God, could you imagine just a Walking Dead in I don't know some remote village in China or I mean, because how far has this spread? We don't know anything other than what happened in Georgia,
Right.
like in the
And now
southeast of
LA,
the United
yeah.
States. I mean, what's going on in Montana? What's going on, you know?
But I am very much like that's how I like a story. What is that?
Yeah, that's a good question. What that is? Jeez.
That's how I like a story. Like, you know, like to bring that, like you brought up the game, so let's bring it to gaming a little bit. Like that's why a lot of the times, like I will enjoy an MMO over a single player RPG.
Yeah, me too.
And even back to the you know film, it's typically why I enjoy a TV show over a movie because it's a larger experience. You get more of the world, you get more of the story. So one of my favorite shows of all time, and I've watched it, it's only 2 seasons, I've watched it over and over again several times, is Jericho.
Oh yeah,
with
I've been meaning to catch that.
It has Skeet Ulrich, and there's a tangent here because the guy that's in Walking Dead, I can't remember his name, the really badass black dude. He was in the first season, then he just recently came. Huh?
Morgan?
What? Maybe. What's the actor's name?
Oh, Morgan.
But he was in Snatch, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, he's British, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the British dude.
Yeah. So he was a main player in Jericho.
I can't watch Jericho because I can't stand Skeet Ulrich's face.
I don't mind. Whatever.
Lenny James.
Lenny. Yes, thank you. Is it Lenny or Lonnie?
Lenny.
Lenny.
Or
Is it Lenny?
Lenny.
Lenny. Okay. Yeah. So he was in Jericho, and he was a very pivotal role, and he was this like every other episode, like he was FBI, he was cop, he was Secret Service, he was government, like so he was this mysterious character.
I'll totally watch that.
So the issue is they cut it at the end of season 2. Now it's continued on in comic book form. They're up to like season 5 or 6 in comic books. But the whole premise of Jericho is in the very first episode of the first season, a nuclear bomb goes off within vision of the small Midwestern town they're in. And like you get told that, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much if you're going to end up watching it, but you eventually get told that several nuclear bombs went off all over the US. They never ever get to the deep-seated reason why, because the show was canceled. But you also don't get a story of everything else or the rest of the world. You are just in this small little town and the town that's somewhat near it. And that's about it. And it's great, and it works as an enclosed story. And like I said, I love it. I've watched season 1 to 2 front to back several times. But I wish I knew what else was going on.
What network was that on when it was on? Was that a sci-fi?
CBS?
Was it?
Yeah.
Really? It was one of those?
And as far as I know, like Save Jericho or BringBackJericho.com or SaveJericho.com, like those sites still exist. And Skeet and like whenever Lenny James and Ashley, I think Ashley's met him, I think at a convention.
Probably, yeah.
But like he was saying in an interview that whenever he's at a convention, people still ask him about Jericho.
Like, it's like Firefly, right?
People want Jericho, right?
In 2007, Jericho was ranked number 11 on TV's Guide's top cult shows ever.
Really? Is that good?
And
huh?
it
It's
was
a
on.
great
It was
show.
on 2006 to 2008 on CBS.
Right.
And then the CW re-aired.
Yeah, they got the
reported
syndicated.
that it was going to, or no, it did. CW was going to do repeats of Jericho. Oh no, but they replaced it with a show called Valentine. I don't know what.
Yeah,
Valentine.
see, horrible. But again,
it sounds like it's along the lines of that Revolution show where the electricity was all gone. And
yeah, I've never. No, it was very much think Fallout in one of the cities that wasn't touched by the nuclear blast. Like all the major stuff was shut down. Military was shut down.
So it's like Book of Eli or what?
Not quite that desolate, but yeah.
This kind of reminds me, in a way. I mean, I know it's not the same, obviously, but this now I keep thinking of the Cloverfield series.
The series?
Well, there's 2 Cloverfields.
Yeah, Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, well,
Right.
yeah, but they don't.
Did you and I watch
Cloverfield
that?
Lane
We
was
did.
directed
We
by
did?
a friend of yours and mine because he was on the Totally Rad show, Dan Trachtenberg.
Right.
And we had him on Court Killers, right after or whatever, or a year, or months after, because I couldn't get him right away. But yeah, that's a kind of the same sort of story, that there's a weird thing happening, and then yet something is happening somewhere else, and different parts of the country can't necessarily really communicate because there's this whole kind of overarching thing. And I don't want to say any more without spoiling it, but yeah. Is that it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I
shouldn't
just
say anything.
like the all around. So yeah, back to Walking Dead really quick. Like, no, I would love to know what else is going on. Like, give me insight on
Exactly.
or like focus in on. I mean, I guess obviously a newspaper wouldn't do it, but like focus in on a radio. Like, let a radio play a little bit louder. That's getting some like rebel radio transmission or something like that.
You know what? Or even those stupid web series that make me so angry, where they show like for the first half season of, maybe it was the original Fear the Walking Dead. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but they had this web series of these
fucking
people on a
stupid.
plane.
So
And-
fucking stupid.
Huh?
It was stupid. I hated it.
It wasn't it horrible? It was like, oh, we're about to take off. You better buckle up. Okay, check in next week to find out what else
Yeah.
happens after
Here's
he
your
buckles
first
up.
15 seconds of this shot, and the next, oh, she looks uncomfortable. Oh, that guy
Oh.
looks sick. Wait,
Hey, why
let's
don't you
wait
open
3
up the
weeks.
window? Okay, I'll open up the window. Check in with us next week to find out what happens after he opens the window. Like, I mean, it was really, really annoying. But they could have really turned that web series thing into something different. And I think they tried to do that with the Fear of the Walking Dead, because there's a web series that goes along with that. But I don't care. I don't want to watch it. It doesn't, like.
You know what that makes me think of, not to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go for it.
We will start wrapping up here pretty soon, but it makes me think of the video game Destiny. So and just because the way they did it. So Destiny was a game in development for years by Bungie.
That's right.
None of the story was in the game. There was all these little things that would be like,
That was in development for years,
Destiny. Oh yeah.
and it was that linear.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can talk about that.
I remember hearing about it.
We can talk about that on All Geeked Up as Destiny 2 gets closer to release. But yeah, there's
Destiny 2 looks great with
Destiny 2
storyline
looks
involved.
amazing, but
It
no,
was a Bungie, yeah.
yeah, there is a behind the scenes with Activision, surprise, reason why Destiny 2 became so linear and why the story was done the way it was. But back to the point. So you would unlock something, right? And it would unlock to your account. So like, cause you linked your Destiny account or your whatever with like, it was on a website, whatever. So you would complete something and unlock something, and then you would have to go to the website to read the lore. Like, it took you out of the game to a web page to
Yeah.
read
I
about
was
what
never
just
that
happened.
involved in that game.
Yeah, and that was one of the biggest complaints by people. Really quick, which we can get into it another time. So what happened was Bungie had the game. It wasn't quite ready. They were still working on the story. The higher ups at Activision was like, no, we don't like it. And literally like 4 months before release, scrapped the whole story. And then Activision hired writers to write a new story that had to be written, acted out, produced, and edited, and everything else by release, because they didn't push the release date back.
Wow.
So it's Activision fucking things up. Holy shit. Okay, I try to not let chat distract too much. JC Monkey, for fuck's sake, man, welcome to the chat. JC Monkey did the artwork for Geek Access.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
I have not talked to that kid in forever.
I like anyone with the name Monkey.
Just cause Monkey.
Oh, you would have liked
'Cause,
all
well,
of my high
I
school
used to have a
friends.
cat named Monkey, and she was the best cat ever.
Back in the days of AIM, all my high school friends had dubbed themselves Irish Monkey, whatever Monkey. They all got monkey names, but my fucking ass wasn't cool enough to get a monkey name.
I was Big Papa
do you know
Smurf.
Do you know who Dan Donardi is?
It rings a bell.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He was the leader of this incestual little crew of gothic kids. Wouldn't give me a monkey name because I would not conform.
Should have been Red Monkey.
Yeah, I don't fucking like that
Brass
at all.
Monkey.
I'll be
Brass Monkey.
I'll be Crimson Flag like I have
you
been
go.
for 20 years.
On AIM. I was Big Papa Smurf.
Oh, monkey with a U, by the way.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, because of fucking isn't that corn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we are we're on like 3 hours.
No, are we really? I'm sorry.
Hey, it went by fast.
No, it's okay. Yeah, because we ended up starting about no 2 hours. We started like 9:40.
Well, yeah, I made you guys late.
So no, but I mean, I was looking at the total recording, but I forgot I didn't cut. So like both shows are recorded on one wave file. But yeah, no. So we will get around to wrapping up. Did you have anything else that you wanted to pitch or talk about, or just anything or where people can find the things that Jackie Hern does?
Oh, where can people find me? Yeah, I could do that. Actually, I had something I would like to pitch that I don't have any invested interest in, but I'll do that later, or not at all. But yeah, people can find me at Jackie Hern 81 on Twitter, at Jackie Hern 81 on Twitter. But also, I don't know. I got a silly little Patreon going, and and you get early access to puppet stuff. You also, depending on where you rank, you can have. I will create puppet videos for you, and help you promote your project or your podcast or your thing. So you can check that out at patreon.com/JackieHern.
Patreon. I'm gonna get
wait a
puppet
second.
videos made for us.
Wait, we never asked. So you make videos with puppets, so you do voices, right?
Well, I tend not to do my voice because my voice is very annoying.
Is it? Are you sure?
Well, even though I did read the Diamond Club novel, don't
I find
go
it
check
soothing
that
and
out,
relaxing.
please. Don't check out the Diamond Club novel audio, please. But
Now I want to.
even though
I
I
feel
did that,
like
I've got a whole group of people that do voices, or if you can do a voice, or want to do a voice, let me know.
Yeah, you
and
want
I
to talk
would
to
love
Hugo,
to
not
collaborate.
us.
Yeah, you want to talk to Hugo about voices. Hugo,
Yeah.
chime in with some character.
Mickey Mouse
Oh,
jerking
yeah?
off Nick Cage, please.
Awesome, Hugo. Yeah, hit me up at Jackie Hern.
I don't know.
Give
Hugo!
Give us Mickey.
Oh boy. Hi.
Uh,
Your healer has died. That sucks.
he got me laughing so hard with that phrase. You do Scooby and Shaggy really well too.
Hey, Scoob. Hey, Rocky. That was really
Whoa, that is amazing.
Yeah, no, he's great with voices. We just put him on the spot. There's one other one you do that you're awesome at. What is it?
Gosh. Goofy.
Yeah, Goofy, you do well. I mean, Goofy's easy, but you do it well. There's
Excellent.
no. There's one that you really impressed me with. I forget what it was.
It was Kane, wasn't it?
You're I try.
How
Succeed,
about
I
if
do
I
not.
were to say a drunk donkey that goes into a bar? What kind of voice would he have?
The donkey. I don't know.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's good there.
It's a donkey.
Now he's just doing Shrek.
Is the party over?
Okay. A little Aussie in there. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, like exactly. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've told Brandon, give me a script so I could read.
Absolutely. Like that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh,
And I could read them.
Jeff is
What's
right.
that?
Hugo, do a Sean Connery.
To say Sean Connery wants to, I want to fuck that donkey.
Do Sean Connery
Welcome
from
to
Celebrity
Iraq.
Jeopardy.
I would like to fuck that donkey.
No, you can't do Connery.
Do the pen is mightier, Trebek,
The pen is mightier, Trebek.
but the penis mightier.
The penis, my dear.
The penis.
I can read.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh man, Celebrity Jeopardy.
Hey, look, I did art.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't forgetting you. All right, so Jackie Hern 81 on Twitter, patreon.com/Jackie Hern. So check out Jackie's
Wait,
stuff.
where's your Patreon? Goddammit.
I'm getting there. Jesus.
Okay, no, I was just trying to bounce it back.
Thank you.
I was trying to be a good professional guest.
So here's some art from Hugo, which is awesome. That's cool. I like it.
It's pretty scary because I'm not quite that drunk, but I really should be.
I like that we're puppets.
I love the whole thing. I love it. I love
That's
it.
cool.
This is great. Can we buy it?
I look like a penis in a plaid shirt.
So what else
Yeah.
is new?
I guess. So yeah, I even put like one of the little buildings behind you in there.
Oh, you did. Oh, yeah, you put the crowbar. Uh-huh.
And then and then I put the lights that you have around your
Yeah,
behind
the
you, too.
shitty lights that keep coming off, and I try to make
We
them
both
straight.
look like
and-
worms.
We do.
I just look.
We're
I
like
look like I'm
earthworm
running a
gyms.
whorehouse. Yeah. Uh huh.
We look like we look like we're progressing to become the old complaining bastards from the Muppets.
Yeah, that's exactly
There you
what you guys are. That's amazing.
They need to put
But
us
you're
in a
not. I mean, you're
balcony.
not in real life, but that's what it looks like in the.
Right.
In the
Oh no, we're
yeah.
pretty close.
What the fuck are their names? Like Waldorf and something?
God, what the fuck are their names? I should know that, right?
I don't remember.
Adolf.
I'm looking into starting to craft those big Muppet type puppets, not just sock.
Right.
You know, like.
You can
it's-
use us for templates.
Okay, all right. And then will you do a whole show where it's just your puppets talking?
I would
and
love
you-
that.
I would, yeah.
That would
if
be
we could do a
awesome.
puppet episode, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Can you make him look
Okay,
like the big
alright,
Muppet
alright.
Eagle though?
Huh?
The big blue Muppet Eagle who's really pissed off all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I loved him. He was the
Yeah,
best.
man.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, like, well, when you
My eyebrows cover my
what
eyes.
goal should people reach on your Patreon to make that happen?
I don't know. We're not that popular.
All right, fine.
We'll,
I'm trying to throw.
we'll,
things
we'll,
your-
I appreciate
way.
that. We'll, no, you can do that for a goal on your Patreon. That's fine.
No.
You're the one doing the work.
No. If I do something for someone's for their podcast, is because they're awesome friends, and
Well,
I don't
thank you.
expect.
All right.
It's just
1,500, no.
$1 billion.
$1 million.
That's not really a lot of money in this day and age.
No, it's not. So yeah, no. With other stuff, yeah, I suppose we're wrapping up now, right? I can start my spiel. You can catch Mind of a Geek every Friday night, Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/AintGeekStudios. Next week's guest is non-existent because we don't have a show next week. However, returning the week following is Randy Carver Jr., owner of the local wrestling organization and promotion Limitless Wrestling, which is actually where we will be next Friday and why there's no show. So we'll be there hanging out. And then he'll be on the show the following week, so that'll be a lot of fun. A big shout out to everyone that hung out with us for what is now approaching almost 4 hours of content on Oh no, it wasn't just you. We had all geeked up before this. So yeah, we started at 8. But yeah, so a big thanks to everyone that hung out with us for the whole time, or the majority of the time. It's typically what happens. People filter in for the first show, and then everyone piles in for Mind of a Geek. So we got a whole shit ton of new followers on Twitch tonight. You guys totally rock. We very much appreciate the follows.
So you realize that Free Beer and Hot Wings do their show for 4 hours a day.
Right. If it was all I did, it'd be okay.
And blow us out of the water, right? I mean, obviously, because we don't make any money. But had we made money for 4 hours?
If we had the whole day to prep the show.
They don't. They fucking do it at night. They do it every night before the show for a couple hours.
See,
What?
I
They
don't
just go
understand
online
why
and
all
bullshit.
those fresh ingredients that you use when you make your home cooking does not come from a Blue Apron. Blue Apron should definitely be a.
What is it with you and
sponsor.
Blue Apron? Jesus.
No.
Don't
I'm
you wanna
just
cook good meals
That's
cheap?
the trendy podcast.
Is
Yeah.
it? I
Blue
thought it was.
Apron,
I
and
thought
then
it
there's a
was.
home-
It's Blue Apron and Squarespace.
I thought it was. There's another one that's not Blue Apron. That's better.
Posting.
Oh, the
Hello,
fresh.
Hello Fresh.
I don't know
Hello
that one.
Fresh.
I thought that was the
Yeah.
big one.
That's another one. Well, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
We
Anyway,
should talk.
yeah.
You can get those sponsors, man.
Yeah. So, as she said, yeah, if you want to sponsor us, sponsor us. No. So.
And that's the only reason I'm mentioning them is because they can see now when they go back to review your podcast. This is the perfect place. Hell yeah, we should be sponsoring them.
Yeah, because they're gonna listen for 3.5 hours before their ad spot.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
They're like, what the fuck is this shit?
No, you're right. They listen to 10 seconds.
Right. But anyway, yeah. So if you do want to support Mind of a Geek and IG Studios, please consider going to patreon.com/IG Studios. As little as $1 a month helps support this and our other shows, which are growing in number.
Wait a minute. That's Patreon what?
Patreon.com/IG Studios.
Okay, IG Studios. Okay, thank you.
Because even though there's only one, I put a fucking S there because I'm smart. Yeah. So again, no shows next week in regards to the Friday night shows. We will be reviewing WWE Battleground, which is a week from Sunday. We'll probably hang out and watch the tail end of it live on Twitch and then do our review show afterwards. So if you are a wrestling fan or just enjoy our banter, come hang out with us while we review that. The main event is Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in some sort of weird bamboo cage match, so that should be at least entertaining to watch.
We'll see.
We would hope. But yeah, other than that, we will talk to you guys in like 2 weeks. Christ, or yeah, another. Well, I guess that was 3 weeks off. So yeah, another little.
Stay tuned for the next season in like
You know what's
a
funny
year
is,
and a half.
granted, it's only a week this time, but that happened because when Jackie opened up season 3, like at the tail end of last year, we didn't have another episode till like March.
Oh wow.
No,
I'm so sorry.
No, it wasn't
That
your
was my
fault. Shit just hit the fan
Because
left and right.
I talked until the end of March.
Right. Yeah, we just cut it until March. We segmented different things. But anyway, again, Jackie Hern 81 on Twitter, patreon.com/Jackie Hern, patreon.com/Hugo if you want to support him and his artwork, and patreon.com/IG Studios if you want to support us. Thank you all again very much for hanging out, listening. We appreciate it more than you guys realize. For Jackie, for Hugo, for Brandon, for myself, and for all of our live listeners, thank you all very much for listening, and we will talk to you real soon. You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.